Good morning.
Good morning.
I know that the clouds had overcast the sun, and that's a good thing. All right. I'm not trying to be cute with my hat and shades on, but medical reasons tell me I have to keep them there. Okay. I want you all to know that up front. I have to hide from the sun. But thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and be with us today. All right. We want to especially thank Senator Ossoff, who I'm called up to make his remarks, and then after Senator Ossoff, I'm going to call State Senator Mallow up because you need to understand the process that we went through to get where we are today. Um, we enjoy doing the work for you. We enjoy when the end result is the product that we're looking for. And so I'm so happy to have Senator Ossoff in our presence today. And I know that he is on a tight schedule, just like the rest of us on a tight budget. And so I'm going to ask him to come today and to now and to make his remarks. And to, after his remarks, then I'm going to ask Senator Maldo if he will come so that you'll know how we had to put all of this together. Senator Ossoff.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here in Chatham County. It's a pleasure to be back in coastal Georgia. I want to ask if you will join me in expressing our appreciation for the deputies and officers who are taking care of us today and keeping us safe every day. Mr. Chairman, just came here directly from Savannah Airport, where I was meeting with airport leadership and the controllers there, and reviewing all of the progress that we've made through the bipartisan infrastructure law to support terminal expansion and capacity expansion at the airport. This is an exciting time for coastal Georgia. The infrastructure law that we passed, the manufacturing incentives that we passed in Congress are supporting this community's economic development. And today we're here to celebrate together this team effort to support quality of life and education for Savannah families, Chatham County families, and the families in Liberty and Effingham counties who will be served by this new library. And for members of the press who are joining us, and thank you for your work informing the public of what's happening in the community. I'm pleased to be here to announce that I've appropriated $3 million with bipartisan support to complete the funding of the new Oglethorpe Mall Library, which will support families. As the chairman suggested, as you'll hear from Senator Mallow, this has been a team effort. This has been a partnership between local, state, and federal governments to build a new world-class educational and recreation facility for families in coastal Georgia. And with this federal appropriation that I've passed, this project is now funded. So we are ready to get going to build a new library to serve the community here. And this is about making sure that children and families and students have access to reading and educational materials, have access to a safe, clean, world-class facility to enrich ourselves, our lives, and enrich the community. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in this effort. Mr. Chairman, of course, it's always a pleasure to work with you. We're joined by Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Shabazz from the city of Savannah. Thank you so much to the city and to Mayor Johnson for his support. Senator Mallow, thank you for your efforts at the state level. I believe we have Ms. Patty Lyons here. My dear friend, thank you for the work you do to support seniors across coastal Georgia. I just saw you on the news a couple days ago. And I want to recognize Lola Shelton Council, Executive Director of Live Oak Public Libraries. And Live Oak will administer this new facility. Thank you, ma'am. As well as the Port Wentworth Mayor Pro Tem Gabriel Nelson, all the commissioners who are in attendance, all the local leaders who are in attendance, Alderman Colombo, great to see you. I think Representative Jackson is here as well. So we are all here to celebrate that we have now together assembled the resources necessary to build this new library. And again, just to make it absolutely clear for the press and for the public what we're celebrating today, this new Oglethorpe Mall library is now funded and we're ready to get going. I've just passed this appropriation in the bipartisan budget measure. It's important to note that I passed this federal funding with bipartisan support. We brought Republicans and Democrats together to get this done. It was a pleasure walking on the floor of the U.S. Senate, approaching my colleagues on both sides of the aisle and making the case to them that this was an important investment for coastal Georgia. We had support from members of both parties in Congress, and of course the President has now signed this appropriation into law. So thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to work with you to serve the community, children and families here. Looking forward to hearing from Senator Mallow and members of the press. I can return and answer your questions on this or any subject if you'd like me to. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman Ellis, and to Senator Ossoff. It is absolutely a team effort. This year, Lola Shelton Council came to the Georgia General Assembly. We tried to secure this funding for the library many times, and we were unsuccessful. And I am in the minority party in the state of Georgia, and so I work with the Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, as well as the Appropriations Chairman Blake Tillery, to talk about the need for this library. If you come into the library, you can see it does not look as inviting for reading. And so I know what it was like to not have a library card. My first library card came from the Hitch Village Library. And I remember a time when I couldn't afford to purchase the Harry Potter series of books, which was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And it was the Bull Street Library where I used my library card to check a book out. And so as the state of Georgia, we lag in literacy. Our children don't know how to read. We have made tremendous strides to change the way we even teach literacy in this state, from balanced literacy to teaching children exactly how to read and the best way to do that. So securing the $3 million in the supplemental appropriation, the amended budget that came out was huge to get this project underway, and then to find out we were still $3 million short. So we're grateful for Senator John Ossoff and our colleagues in Washington to help deliver this. And the $3 million for this library from the Georgia General Assembly was also done in a bipartisan measure. This was the only library funded in the amended budget that came out of the Georgia General Assembly this year.
Excellent.
And so this is
Excellent.
Chatham County and the work we do. And it's even better when you know that you've got a federal partner who will help match what you're short, because the state would like to see, well, where's the rest of the money going to come from? Chairman Ellis said he had it. We didn't quite know where it was coming from, but we were glad to know that Senator Ossoff was able to get this over the finish line. So thank you to each and every one of you, and to my co-laborers, Representative Edna Jackson. We do so in working through that budget process as a collective, but I will tell you, it's not an easy feat. I have gray hair from it, and so thank you all for your continued support. And Chairman Ellis, thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm Lola Shelton Council, Executive Director for Live Oak Public Libraries, and we are thrilled to host Senator John Ossoff here at the Oglethorpe Mall Library on this somewhat cloudy day in Savannah. At Live Oak, we know that libraries promote and encourage education and literacy, help to preserve democracy and freedom of thought, propel economic vitality, and inspire our patrons to discover their voices, start their stories, explore their worlds, and create their futures. We are grateful that Senator Ossoff and the elected leaders in Chatham, Effingham, and Liberty counties recognize this too. On behalf of Live Oak Public Library's board, members, staff, patrons, and all of our stakeholders, we are beyond grateful to Senator Ossoff for his amazing support, providing $3 million in federal funding to help rebuild the Oglethorpe Mall Library, alongside federal funding already committed by Chatham County and the state of Georgia. Senator Ossoff's support will help build a new library to accommodate our growing community and allow our staff to continue to meet the literacy and resource connection needs our community demands. Senator, once again, thank you. And we look forward to welcoming you back to the new library.
As we go forward with our literacy program and how we're going to meet the needs that we have here, let me say to you now, I'm going to tease you a little bit. but I'm gonna tease you only so that you will know that the best is yet to come. All right, because we do have in our organizing in our structure that we're putting together. All right, we have some other libraries that's going to come. We have some other classes coming, and I want to do one thing that because I like to make sure that the media understands. The other day, Senator Ossoff was supposed to come when we did the groundbreaking for the EOC Center, but he had to change at the last moment because there were things that needed to be done in D.C. And let me tell you, between our two senators and our representative in D.C., there's no one who works harder for us. Monies that have never been in Georgia before are now here. They're not coming; they're now here. And so,
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
as we go about to roll out these things, let me tell you now, this started, and the work on this started in 2021. So now it's 2024, so you can tell how long the work is. All right, but with us bumping heads together and doing brainstorming, we're able to come out, and there are yet still steps to come. Now, the new library that will replace this library will be located on Eisenhower Drive, right across from the DMV. All right, when you see it fenced off, all right, we'll get the RFPs out and get the contractors and all those things. And these things and these monies are available to us now, and so that's why we need to do things in, as we say in the church, decent and in order. All right. And so we're not out of order in the things that we're doing. But let me tell you, it's just amazing to have a person like Senator Mallow on the state, Senator Ossoff, Senator Warnock, in the federal force, that we can go to their office and work with their staff to get things in place. And let me thank now the staff from Chatham County, who I think sometimes they think that I'm just a tyrant because I run them all the time and get them in the thing. Right. Linda has a thing. I went one day. In fact, I was over here, and I had shrimp Creole for lunch. And when I came back and asked her, can we do this? Can we do that? She said, don't eat no more shrimp Creole. You become too creative when you eat shrimp Creole. And so, but from those things, we were able to take it both to the state and to the federal. And though we ran into obstacles, yet we never said no. All right, we kept pushing, and I'm telling you now, we're still pushing uh, um, the envelope too to add more. So let me start with this now. Let me ask State Representative Jackson, would you stand? I want to make sure we recognize them in order on the state level. All right, all the county commissioners that are here with me, you stand. The city officials, you stand. There you go, time over there. I'm coming. All the school board officials, you stand, and if you're standing, raise your hand and wave. All right. I just want you to know how. Now, let me have all of the members of the library board that are here. You stand.
All right.
And these are the folks I'm having said. Did I miss anybody? Now, don't let me miss me. All right. Let me tell you, these are the folks who are burning the midnight oil. Okay. These are the folks who go to meetings when you don't know they're in meetings, and they'll go begging. One of the things that I don't mind doing is begging for money, right? Because it's not for me personally, but it's for the whole Chatham County. And so look forward to other things being rolled out, all right? And at this point, what I'll do is I ask Senator Ossoff to come back on Catherine, and if we can have, let me back up. Let me get the library staff.
Yeah.
Come on, raise your hand if you're here. Yeah, let me get them. Yeah, yeah, that's what we're gonna set up now. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask Senator Ossoff to come back to the podium. All right, media, if you have any questions, Cassandra, you come and all right, she's gonna call. Okay, come on, and she's gonna guide you into asking the questions, Senator Ossoff.
Savannah
Tell
morning.
them why don't you stay up there in case they have questions on planning. So,
Senator Mallow, you
okay.
We have Savannah morning.
Yes.
My main question is, what first brought your attention to the need for the new library branch?
Two things. First of all, the mission, the purpose. This is about supporting families, children, students, access to books, access to literacy, a safe, clean, world-class place to spend time in the afternoon, to read, to research. It's a huge benefit for the community. Second thing that made this clearly a priority for me was the depth of united local support. We heard in my office, of course, from the chairman, from a United County Commission, from the city, from elected state leaders in the region, that this was a high priority and that they too were investing resources. And so I made it a high priority for me and my team to advance this appropriation through the Senate.
Okay.
Yeah, Senator Ossoff, this is the final amount of funding. Your funding that you were able to appropriate is the final amount of funding that officials will need to get this constructed. I wonder for you as a U.S. Senator, what's that like? How fulfilling is that for you to be able to be the one to push this over the edge?
Well, first, I want to emphasize that this has been a team effort every step of the way. And I have been inspired and motivated by the hard work as well as the real tangible investment that local and state partners have made. And I'm pleased to have played this role in bringing the funding necessary to get us going, building this new library for Chatham County families. This is the important work that my staff and I do every day. You might see on cable news or online, national politics being about political parties fighting and trash talking each other. That's not what I was elected to do. What I was elected to do, whether it's supporting the construction of a new local library or supporting Ms. Patty Lyons and her work, making sure that seniors have access to healthy meals, is to support this community, to support children, families, seniors, public safety officials in this community. And this is an example of that approach to office.
Okay, I know it's gonna rain soon, so
Okay,
we have
I'll be
time for
more
one more
concise.
question.
Yes.
So,
Senator, can you just talk about how important libraries are to communities, especially times when school's out for kids and adults alike?
Yeah, let's talk about what Lola and her team at Fair Oaks and libraries across the state of Georgia provide. They provide a safe place for children and families to access books, to access literacy education, to conduct research, to come together as a community. These are focal points for communities to meet and convene and have dialogue. They support our democracy, they support education, they support public safety. Libraries are essential in every community in Georgia, and anytime I have an opportunity to support a local community that's working to upgrade or build a new library, I try to take it. All right. Thank you all so much.
Again, let me thank all of you for being here. Lastly, let me thank all those gentlemen that are standing back there. All right, but they're the ones who get all this in order. All right, when we put it together, and so we want to send our extensions to the county staff who was able to put that. And as the master would have it, we're just in time to get out of the rain. All right, thank you all, and God bless you.